into a doomsday bunker that's reserved for the wealthy elite, and sales are booming.
Listen, you live in the world. I don't want to tell you, I'm a little concerned here.
I'm rich, but I'm lonely.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. I know it is a red day in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency land. Bitcoin down over 3%. The altcoins are getting hit even harder. We could see basically after we had that sort of Bart Simpson pump on the Simpsons news, right? We had dump, previous support becomes resistance, we dump again, previous support becomes resistance, we dump again. And currently we got all the way down to $9,300. However, I do want to talk about what is going on with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Some people are saying this has to do with the coronavirus, right? We saw global stocks worldwide all close in the red yesterday. Bitcoin was down 3% yesterday. So I do want to discuss, is this having an impact on Bitcoin, or are people just sort of speculating? I do want to talk about the fact that obviously Warren Buffett has his opinions again. He came out and said that he doesn't own any Bitcoin. Well, we're going to talk about that. Not that anybody really cares at this point. Tim Draper's not worried. He still thinks Bitcoin is going to $250,000. And obviously, I don't want to end today on, a bad note. I do want to talk about some new tax laws that are coming out in New Zealand that could be positive and beneficial for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And if that sounds good to you, well, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, guys, we do this every single day, and we do give away a Ledger Nano S every Monday. All you got to do is drop a comment below, and you are eligible. Now, let's give this a quick refresh live. Bitcoin dominance up 0.1%. So we've seen some of the, money kind of flow back into Bitcoin, right? This does tend to happen on these dips that we take. Do we have any coins up today? Wakey Chain, Bytecoin, that's it on the front page. So lots of red today, not really looking like a pretty day. Oh wait, no guys, Mimble Wimble coin is up 12%. Maybe some of you get the joke, maybe not. Okay. All right. If you don't know, then you don't know. Anyway, so having a look right here, you can see that we have started forming sort of this downwards channel, this downwards descending wedge, right? We peaked out at around 10,500. You can see we are being supported right here at the $9,388 level. Now, we have talked about this level previously, right? We are still in the blue zone, which as long as we stay within this and we don't fall below the low $9,000 level, well, then that's still technically short term, not bad for Bitcoin, right? One thing to notice is that we're trading at 9,380 over on the CMEs exchange. So a little bit more bearish over on the Bitcoin CMEs. We still do have the gap down at 8,540. You can see all the markets in the red. Sorry about this really crappy screenshot. It was a little too small when I had it, but you can see all the markets are down. I mean, there's literally no green in any of the world markets yesterday, so it was not a good day. I'm sure you guys have seen the headlines. Now, having a look right here, the one thing you will notice is we did actually have a little bit of a bounce back, right? We got supported right here. Now, that is the VPVR right here, okay, so that was the most accumulated level, very significant. If we were to fall below that, then we're looking at around the $9,146 level, which is where we sort of had the support back here, okay? Now, that's if Bitcoin does continue to fall. Having a look at basically like what I said yesterday, Crypto Michael, he's sort of looking at this cup and handle formation possibly. We did play the chart out. You can see right here, we have stayed within the green zone, so this could just be that nice, healthy bounce that we're looking at. Like I said, as long as we don't fall below the low 9,000s, it's not really that bad. So you guys can see, we have a little bit of the cup. I mean, you could come over here with the cup if you want, or if you really want to forget about the China pump, you can make it a giant cup with a handle right here. But essentially, so far, we are being supported ultimately around that level. So currently we are sitting below the overall resistance, right? We want to kind of close the month above the $9,600 level, but even at 9,573, we'll take it. We do have a few more days until the end. We were discussing the fact that the overall crypto cap, now this is all of the altcoins excluding Bitcoin, is putting in a bit of a descending triangle. We are breaking out right now. We know most descending triangles do kind of break down to the downside. We could be looking for a pullback back to the $86 billion level, which currently where we are right now would be another 8% for the overall markets. Now, as long as we get supported there, we could still look at this to be a healthy bounce. If we break below that, well, then we're going to have to change our tune on this channel. Currently, I am still bullish. Short term, a little bit mixed. Mid to long term, definitely bullish. We do have lots of volume coming in, so that is good moving forward. But let's talk about what everyone else is saying. The coronavirus is coming for the global economy. This is from Vice. You can see they talk about ghost towns, flight cancellations, closed factories, right? You can even see right here, the New York Times, they were talking about this is basically before flight cancellations, and look at this afterwards. Look at how it actually changes. Look, before and after. Okay, so you can see there is an impact that the coronavirus is having right now. Now, just taking an excerpt over here from a Forbes article, we're not going to focus on this the whole time. I just want you guys to listen to this. It says China is the second largest economy in the world. The US and other countries heavily depend on the Asian countries' imported goods, right? That is a fact currently. China is mission critical in the supply chain. They say if factories are idle, or workers don't show up, there will be global ripple effect. For example, if the manufacturing plants that build iPhones are shut down or are operating at a lower capacity, they won't be made or shipped to America and other countries. This is going to result in fewer sales and significantly less revenue for Apple. So multiply this by the thousands of other companies and you can imagine how everything will be impacted, right? Yeah, you can see it right here. It's only dawned on people how this is unbelievably critical. They have reports in Italy, South Korea, and Iran have international attention. Yeah, so in Italy, there's pictures and video evidence of bare supermarkets. So could this be affecting the Bitcoin price? I mean, isn't Bitcoin supposed to be that asymmetric, non-correlated asset, right? It's supposed to be that, but yet we're kind of seeing it also follow everything else as well. It also could just be that Bitcoin has had an amazing year and needs a pullback and we're just looking for something to connect it to. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this has anything to do with the recent dip in prices, or do you think it's just an absolute coincidence and we should just throw this out the window? I do think that there is some kind of a correlation, whether or not it's the driving factor. I do believe it does have something to do with it. But you guys let me know what you think about that moving forward. Now, Tim Draper, he obviously has, he's not worried about it at all. In fact, he recently came out and he's doubling down on his $250,000 Bitcoin prediction. This was over on CNBC. I'm going to play this clip super quick, and then we have some more we're going to talk about.
I'm still holding to my prediction. I think Bitcoin in 2022 or at the beginning of 2023 will hit 250,000. And that is a big move from where it is here. And I think that the reason there is that Bitcoin will be the currency of choice. I mean, right now you have this choice, and Bitcoin's not as easy to move around, but eventually it will be. And then you'll have a choice and you'll say, hey, do I want to pay the banks 2.5% to 4% every time I swipe my credit card, or do I want a currency that's frictionless, open, transparent, global, and not tied to any political force? I mean, this is, at some point, people are going to make that switch, and Bitcoin is going to be the big winner.
Tim, 250,000 is 25x plus from where it is right now. So if you really think it's going to be there in 2 to 3 years, what percentage of your net worth do you have in it today?
I never tell anybody that kind of thing, but a lot of it.
I mean, but if you're telling viewers 250,000, if you're going to put that number out there, you got to at least give me a ballpark. I mean, is it half? Is it a third?
It's a lot. It is a lot. And I'm just a believer, and I look and I say, hey, this is just better. Long term, people move to things that are better. What merchant is going to want to pay their 2.5% to 4% to the banks and the credit card companies? I mean, they're not going to want to do that forever. At some point, they're going to say, hey, this Bitcoin, why don't we accept Bitcoin, because hey, we can now use OpenNode and the transaction happens instantly, and it's faster than a Visa network, and we don't have to pay these guys 2.5% to 4%.
By the way, for anybody actually wondering how much Bitcoin Tim Draper owns, well, he's not coming out and saying it, but a simple Google search, you can see that back in 2014, he purchased for an undisclosed price 30,000 Bitcoins, which had been seized by the US. So if we just do a quick calculation on that, super quick, just because I'm curious myself, let's do 30,000 Bitcoin times, what are we at? And it looks like we had a little bit of a bounce back, but we're kind of still struggling. So 9423, we'll say. All right, so 9423. So yeah, he's got $282.5 million worth of Bitcoin. So I don't think he's too worried about that. I just had the calculator open. I should have just did it here. Anyway, that would have been way easier. Well, anyway, guys, he actually made a comment on what happened with Warren Buffett about him saying, his opinion on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And he says that's hilarious. 50% of his holdings are banks and insurance companies. They're not going to do well in this new decentralized economy. Of course, he's not going to like it. He sees a huge threat to his holdings. His holdings are more than 50% in banks and insurance companies at Berkshire Hathaway. Now, interestingly enough, there we're getting a lot of sort of concern, right? Because we thought Justin Sun had given Warren Buffett the money. Well, they actually came out and clarified this. And basically, this is what Becky Quick said over at CNBC.
And among the things that we talked about, cryptocurrency. He has been a vocal critic. Last year, Justin Sun bid $4.6 million in a charity auction to have a meal with the Berkshire Hathaway CEO. Sun is the founder of cryptocurrency Tron, and he's the CEO of file sharing company BitTorrent. And he tried hard to convince Buffett to change his mind on Bitcoin. He gave you some Bitcoin. What's it feel like to be a Bitcoin owner?
I don't have any Bitcoin.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't own Bitcoin?
No, I do not own one. I don't own any cryptocurrency. I never will. And, in the end, I may start a Warren currency. Maybe I can create one and I'll say there's only going to be 21 million of them, and you can have a little ledger sheet from me and everything that says you have it. And you can have it after I die, but you can't do anything with it except sell it to somebody else.
All right, that exchange created a lot of controversy on Twitter, on the internet. My Twitter feed blew up because people were saying either Justin Sun was a liar or Warren Buffett was a liar. Justin Sun has publicly said that he gave cryptocurrency to Buffett at that meeting. Called Buffett last night, talked to him about it to find out what happened. He did get the cryptocurrency, one Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrency in a wallet that was given to him on a Samsung phone from Justin Sun. But he turned that wallet over to Glide, which is the foundation that he'd been raising money for with that luncheon. The luncheon that he paid over $4.5 million for, all of that money went to Glide. And so Buffett thought that the Bitcoin should also go to them. So several weeks ago, he gave that over to them. That's why he's not an owner. So neither of them was lying. There was no secret here, nothing that happened with any of this. Justin Sun gave it to him. He was very thankful for it. He gave it to the charity.
So why couldn't Warren Buffett just say that? Just say that you had some and then you gave it away. I don't know, just kind of really made a lot of complications for absolutely no reason. But I do want to end on two things. Number one being the Bank of England's chief cashier and director of notes, Sarah John, has said that it is crucial for central banks to research digital currencies before private companies dominate the space. She said we need to think about an institution about how to position ourselves to make sure society still has a broad range of payments that it can use with confidence. Last month, the Bank of England formed a group with 5 other central banks, the Bank of Canada, Bank of Japan, European Central Bank, the Sweden Bank, which I'm not going to try to pronounce that name, Swiss National Bank as well, to explore potential use cases for digital currencies. And one bit of bright news I do want to end on today is that basically you can see right here, New Zealand plans to drop unfavorable sales tax treatment. So essentially what they're doing right now is Bitcoin and other currencies are treated as property. With normal ruling, that means that you have this goods and services tax, right, which is 15%, but then you also have to deal with the double taxation of the income tax as well. Well, basically, they are looking, it was the New Zealand Inland Revenue Department has now suggested doing away with the goods and service tax liability for cryptos in many cases, but keeping the treatment for income tax. So, that's the good news for today. Yeah, look at this. We're having a little bit of crazy indecision, wick up, wick down. So be careful out there, guys, if you are trading. But that being said, that is it for me. Let me know what you guys think about the speculation about the the coronavirus and all that. If you think it's actually having an effect on crypto, or if it's just the fact that we had that double top, we couldn't break above it, and we're just having that rejection and that healthy cool off. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, drop a comment below, join the free Telegram, or just stop by tomorrow. Pleasure and honor doing this every single day. Love you guys. Really seriously, you're the reason that I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to make a video today. That's why today's video came out a little bit later than usual. But that's it for me today, guys. Yeah, so my name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.